Hey gang, here's I'm going to work out the solution to the P14. First I wanted to tell you what my plan was. I wrote it up, or our plan. To check for duplicates, what we're going to do is make two for loops, and the outside one, or the first one, is going to choose a word that we're going to check for duplicates, and the inside one is going to check all the words in the array or array list that are to the right of the one that's our primary target, and just see if there's any duplicates over to the right. And if it finds one, it returns true, which ends all the execution in the method. And if it finishes both for loops without having left, then we know no duplicates were found. So then we return false. All right, so let's get at it. All this top stuff is tests that I made, and right now if you run them, it says there's no duplicates. It's compiling. Actually, what it says is that some of the tests seem correct, some are wrong. But this test 1 failed because it was supposed to find a dupe. Test 2 passed. Test 3 failed. But you know what? They would all fail. I mean, it just depends on how we set it up, because it's all we're doing right now is saying return false. Okay, so we'll do this array list one first. So I'm sending over an array list. Actually, we'll leave the return false there. The array list is called words here inside the method. And so let's make a for loop. For in I equals 0, I less than words dot size. I think I'm going to say -1, because we don't want to go all the way to we don't have to check the very last word in the array list to see if it's a duplicate with something to its right, because there's nothing to its right. I++. All right, so then I'm going to make my braces. And now inside, we're going to do, I'm going to use j, int j equals, now we're going to have, we don't want to start at the same one as I, because that would find a duplicate. So we're going to say I plus 1, 1 to the right of the word we're checking. And this time j is going to go all the way up to words.size without the -1, because we do want to check all the way to the end. And then j++. All right. And now in here, we just have to check if there's a dupe. So if, now words dot, remember for array lists, we say get I. So that's the outside loop's word, the one we're checking. And then we're going to check it with all the inside ones. That's the j one. And remember, it's a string. It says it's an array list of strings. So we're going to use dot equals. And we're going to say words dot get j. So I think I need one more. So this is just saying if they're the same, then return true. It's really should be that simple. Let's see if it works. I'll run it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to run it. I think that'll fix our test number 2. We'll see. So test number 1. Because see, do you remember how to check for dupes in array list? So the how and the how cause it to be a dupe, and then I deleted one of those hows, and so there were no dupes in the array, and I sent it over in the array list, and I sent it over, and we got false. Okay, so that's part 1. Any questions? Just kidding, you can't ask them right now. Sorry. I'm going to copy this whole thing, because it's the same code. We're going to put it right here. What's different about it is we can't do words.size. What we're getting over here is it's an array, a one-dimensional array of strings instead of an array list. So I did this to remind you. Both these are fair game for the test. But for arrays, you do length with no parentheses when you're working on how many elements are in it. So we changed that dot size and this dot size to both dot length. And then right here, instead of doing this get thing, you do square bracket I. And we're going to do the same thing here. This one's going to be square bracket J. But we're doing exactly the same thing. If we're picking an outer word, and then we're going to check it with everything that's to the right in the array. And if we find a match, we return true. And if we finish both for loops and we haven't left the code, then we're going to return false. So let's run this and make sure we have 4 passes. Test 1, true, false, false, true, true, and false, false. So that's it. That's the code. And you can ask me questions. You just can't, since we're not in the room together. So send me an email if you have a question. All right. Hope you're having a good week.